Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Behavior here for another episode of Just My Opinion. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. For this episode, we are talking Power, Book 2, Ghost, Season 1, Episode 9, titled Monster. If I had to give this review, this recap, this episode my own title, I would name it Drew is an Idiot, because I think Drew is an idiot. If you've seen the episode, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, hey, this is going to be a spoiler open discussion. I'm going to talk about this episode. Spoilers up, down, left, right, in, and out, as if you've already seen it. So if you don't want to be spoiled, if you have not seen the episode, I strongly suggest you subscribe to my channel, go watch the episode first, put this in your watch later list, then come back for all the spoilery goodness. You have been warned. Guys, we only have one episode left. This was like one of the last two. And this is another great episode. It is as good as the last episode, if not better. And I really did enjoy it. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I mean, I was watching this with a friend and I had to stop it. We had to stop it in the middle to talk about it, about how good it was, because we were just like, man, this is good. Just press pause. We got to watch it. I mean, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. And we talked about it. And we both really did enjoy it. But let me go ahead and start getting into this episode. First thing, it starts off with Guap from the DTG Boys, I believe is his name. I could be incorrect. And also Kane. They are trying to clean up the mess that he put together last episode, in episode 8, because he went over to their crib, their establishment, their warehouse, whatever, and just started shooting up the place. He executed one of the dudes in the door, and he went in there and shot the other guy as well. And, he went up to him and was like, hey, I don't care what you're doing, whether you're moving weights or if you are kicking in doors, whatever revenue that you're bringing in, whatever profit, I get 50% of it. And he was like, what? You get 50%? He was like, yes, I get 50%. So now he's working with him and with Kane. And now they're cleaning up the bodies. They got heads, arms, legs, torsos, feet, hands. It's very, 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 very disgusting. And they are throwing all of these bodies into barrels and stuff like that. It's just very gross. There's blood everywhere. I mean, they are really, really in deep right now. And yes, his name is Lil Guap. I don't know here he is right here, Lil Guap, Marcus Anderson Jr. And so far, I mean, he's pretty cool on the show so far. I don't know him in any other forms of entertainment. He was in Lucifer, This Close Presence, y'all can read. But yeah, this is Lil Guap right here, Marcus Anderson Jr. or whatever. And so we're just gonna have to give it to him right now. Now, and I don't know, do you think this is a good relationship between him and Kane? Do you think something's going to come of this? We're just going to have to see. Now, this next scene that we have, Tariq, he's waking up with the Frankenstein book. He's getting a text message from 2-Bit talking about, hey, where's my 50K? And 2-Bit, you're doing too much, man. I'm liking you, but I'm not liking you. You can't just be coming up and hemming up Tariq like this all of a sudden whenever you feel like it. That's just not going to work, cuz it's just not going to work. So Tariq is kind of scrambling right now, not knowing what's going on. He picks up the phone, calls Method Man Davis McLean, and be like, hey, man, I don't got the money. I need some help. Of course, Davis McLean's not buying that. I think he said something like, yeah, he's saying that he needs something for his grandmother. He knows that he's lying. But, he's sleeping with Paula right now. And he is loving all of that. All that mushu that he's getting from her. And I'm not mad at him because she's fine as hell. She is fine as hell. And he got all these bruises. And when he wakes up, she's like, hey, baby. He's like, yes, nice, waking up to you like this. She's like, man, damn, why you got to be all in your feelings? Just chill. Just, just relax, But he sprung, she put it on him or whatever. He got that grown woman vagina, and he don't want to let that go. And I don't blame the brother. But she's trying to find out what all these scars are for. And he's not really feeling that comfortable opening up. So, he splits out of there. Okay. So then right after that, we have now the cops, Lance Alonso. I'm a big fan of this guy right here. He's popped up in a few things before. But he is playing Detective Samuel Santana, Laz Alonso, this brother right here. I'm pretty sure the ladies like him as well. I'm not sure, ladies, if you like him too, let me know. I know I've seen y'all talk about Davis McLean. And so, he's fine, Method Man. Ooh. How do y'all feel about Laz or Laz or whatever his name is? But he's popping up, and he's, they're trying to figure out why there was a dead body at the game, that came up last episode that was trying to kill Tariq, but 2-Bit came and saved the day. And so because of Kane's dumbassery, his stupid planning, and doing this on the college campuses, now Tariq is just going to get caught up. Hopefully he doesn't. And Zeke is getting pulled into this. But Laz is like, hey, we have a murder on campus from a known drug dealer in the drug gang or something like that. And the person that killed him tried to make it look like an accident. So we're not just dealing with some amateurs right here. And they come up with the plan to, hey, we can just talk to the students, talking about, Jabari and Professor Milgram. And, that way everything is confidential, it's anonymous, and, we're not, putting the students in jeopardy. But cock blocker Jabari comes out of here when Lance is trying to, set this relationship up with Professor Milgram. He comes out of, yes, I'm Dr. Jabari, AKA Captain Whackman, cock block, yuck, yuck, yuck. I'm just like, dude, like, you can look on Laz's face and be like, okay, what's going on here? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you jealous? Because it really did seem that way in some form or fashion, but, Jabari is really disappointing me here, because he does, it's not even necessary. Just given his looks, things should not be that hard for you, bro. It just shouldn't. But your game is falling all apart all over the place, and I'm not liking what they're doing with your character. And now we also find out that Rico is a supplier for Monet. The driver that came to deliver the drugs the last time that she actually killed, that they had to hold up in the car and Drew shot through the windshield, which was, I think, episode before last. They ended up, he works for Rico. And Rico is probably like, hey, where's my driver at? But they bought that, he was robbed or something like that. Apparently he didn't, because we found that out at the very end of the episode as well. But now Tasha is talking to Tariq on the phone, with her burner phone, right? And she's just trying to figure out what's going on. She's panicking, thinking that Monet is the one that tried to get Tariq killed. But Tariq is like, hey, Mom, that's not the case. That was Kane. It had nothing to do with Monet. And Tasha's like, how do you know? They could be pulling a con game on you, rightfully so. He doesn't know. And so he does have to be careful, but I do like her acting in this scene right here. I'm not the biggest fan of Tasha. I think she does deserve to be in jail because she did try to frame old dude at the end of the last show. But her acting is really coming through right here. And, it is something that I really did appreciate. I also like the fact, this next scene right here, the whole confrontation in the classroom between all the students. You got Lauren and Brashandria. And she has an interesting name, not only in the show, but in like here she is right here, Brashandria. But right here it says light skinned Keisha. It's her real name. Now, I'm pretty sure that's not her birth name. But when I look up her filmography, she doesn't have anything else. She was in Wild 'N Out and the Love and Hip Hop, and also one episode of Insecure. So, but her name is showing light skinned Keisha. I don't know what that's about. But, I was watching this with the homie, and they were just like, hey, B, do you notice this right here? She said that, hey, talking to Lauren, Brashandria was talking to Lauren, talking about, hey, you're one of Jabari's favorites, okay? You're trying to gain points. I actually have to earn my grade. And Lauren really didn't like that. She was kind of taken aback. And it was presented to me like, hey, do y'all think that Lauren is sleeping with Jabari? I don't think so. I don't put that together. They could be. Women know women. You know what I'm saying? Women know women and men know men. Women are able to pick up certain things in women with their behavior and mannerism. Like, okay, there's something going on here that a man will never be able to pick up. And then there's certain cues that men do, that we know what the deal is that a woman may not be able to pick up. So I wasn't able to pick it up, but I want to hear from the men and women, especially the women on this particular scene. Is there something right there brewing in the mix? Do y'all think that Lauren is hooking up with Jabari, or there's some type of flirtation or relationship building right there? Let me know down in the comment section. I'm dying to know. But then, Tariq comes in there, with his 2 cents, and Lauren is talking about prison, and the gentleman at the front is talking about, earlier when in a few episodes ago, he tried to pick up the broken condom and hand it to Brashandria, and she was like, nah, this nigga, this coochie right here is for niggas with MBAs and mortgages. He was like, what about the prison industrial complex or something like that? And Lauren sounded like a coon coming through talking about, yeah, but that's that. But some people, it's their choices and blah, blah. I'm just like, man, she's like, this is their choices. Some people deserve to be there from the decisions that they made. And that's true, but this whole thing is based off racism and white supremacy, okay? They run everything, unfortunately. And we know that the prison industrial complex locking up black and brown men is a sole part of that. And so the fact that Lauren is completely throwing that to the wayside when she's supposed to be educated is really, really annoying me. But, I still like her character for the most part. But that right there, she did sound a bit coonish, and I did not like it at all. And, what's interesting is what we have next right here is Tasha's in the jail cell, and they're doing a random search for contraband, for whatever, and this was put together by Sax. And Ott doesn't like it, but we know Tasha has that burner phone in there, right? So the guy that's working for Lorenzo Tejada, Monet's husband, he comes over to, hey, Tasha, give me the burner. You know what I'm saying? We got to get rid of it. Tasha's trying to play dumb at first as if she doesn't know, but I'm looking at it like this. She has absolutely no case, no out. She has to do it no matter what, because if she does not, she has a burner in there. They're coming to check her room. If she doesn't get rid of the burner, she's going to get caught anyway. Now, you may be saying, okay, to yourself, okay, this person is asking for the burner, claiming that they're the one to put it in there. What if they're trying to set me up? What if they're bluffing and just trying to see if I do have a burner, and if I give it up, I'm turning myself in? Well, that is an option. But at the same time, if you don't do anything with it, they're going to be coming to your room within the next 15 to 30 seconds and flipping it inside out and finding the burner. So unless you want to hide it in your vagina, hide it in between your ass cheeks, or give it up, you have to make a decision. And I think she made the right decision, okay? She had no choice. If I was in her shoes, I would have had to do the same thing there, because even if I'm ratting on myself, I would have ratted on myself 30 seconds later with them coming in the room and finding the burner phone. But we found out that this Sax was behind this. Ott doesn't like it. He was trying to pin this on Tasha to kind of prove that she's still part of the drug ring, or running the she's the one that's in charge of everything. But it doesn't work. It doesn't backfire, and it's making his relationship with Ott that much worse. And so Sax continues to dig himself in the hole. Now we have Professor Milgram doing research on the Tejadas. She's looking up pictures and looking at the back of them in her office, looking all good and all that stuff. But it's funny because Jabari comes rushing in there. And one of the things that I noticed is when he was looking at the pictures, he saw that the Drew was in one of the pictures or whatever. And that's significant too, because in the middle of last episode, he was following Tariq, thinking that Tariq was going to go smash on his wannabe woman, Professor Milgram. But he saw Tariq go up to the motel, and then he saw Drew opening the door. And I think that when he saw that face there in real life, but then saw it in the picture, he's putting some pieces together. Now, Jabari, I hope you don't get in too deep, because while I don't like your character, I still don't want you to die. And if you get in too deep, man, they're just going to execute you, especially Kane with his loose cannon ass. And so you just got to tread softly, bro. You're not treading softly right now. You're making a whole bunch of noise. In my opinion, you're going to start drawing attention to yourself. That hasn't revealed itself yet, but I just hope that he falls back and realizes his place in all this and just kind of gets his act together. Now, of course, Drew is not liking what the hell Kane is doing, so he goes, approaches him, at the club, and Kane got his new girl in there, and, he got Lil Guap working for him, and like, I like the way that Drew is stepping to Kane, like, hey, man, you BSing, man, you full of crap right now. You need to squash all this beef because you're hurting everything right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason why you can't run the street and then Tariq run the colleges. That's not your area of expertise. And the streets is not Tariq's, but, he's in his feelings right now. And it's really, really annoying, And so right after that, they have Drew back at the house. And Drew is just basically like, look, I don't want to live this life. Monet was like, well, I didn't really want you to live it either, but, we have no choice now. You got to do what you got to do. And I don't like that, I mean, Drew, I don't think he's going to turn on his family, but it's clear that he's not enjoying, this life, that he's in right now. Nobody can control what family that you're in. It just kind of sucks, it just really sucks. Now, this right here is where we have Paula, McLean, and McLean. Is it McLean or McLean? Davis, we'll just say Davis. And Tasha are in prison. And one of the things that's kind of funny to me, I didn't notice this either, but my friend was like, Brandon, did you notice this? Look at her hand when Paula was trying to talk, McLean reached over and touched Paula's hand, like, please calm down, and it was a very nice, sensual, personal touch, right? Like there was something going on there. And did y'all see Tasha's face? And so, of course, Tasha was able to pick up like, oh, okay, I think y'all smashing right here. And she revealed that later on, and I didn't pick that up, but, this is another thing that women can pick up. But later on, when that came about, I really liked the way that Tasha was talking to Paula because she was trying to help her out. She's like, oh, I know that you're sleeping with Davis. And she, he's a married man. And she was like, that's none of your business. She was like, well, I've been there before. Look, Ghost cheated on me with him, and when he had his affair, I was lying on him for the longest too. But basically, Angela, she was lying as well, and she ended up dead. I'm in jail on trial for my life. I don't want you going down the same path. Sweetheart, you got to look out for yourself. And that's just a real ass moment right there. I mean, she was right. She's 100% right, even though it may not be her business. She's been in those shoes before, so she doesn't want to see another black woman, go down that path. And I like that. I like when black women sit together, and I like the contrast as well. It was a dark and a light-skinned woman coming together too. I just think that's dope. I think that was just pretty significant right there. And I don't know, I'm like a big fan of it. Now, right here is where we have, because I, of course, does not trust Cooper Saxe. And so with McLean, Davis, and Saxe working together, they go over to where Epiphany stays, which is some married man's house that she's smashing. First of all, that married man is just a garbage. That's just how you guys are gonna do your wife like that, man. Y'all off on a vacation and you got some stripper chick in here, that you smashing. Like that's in the crib. That's just like so blasphemous and so disrespectful. And then Epiphany is no good either. That you trifling for doing it as well. But you super trifling. They come in, you got your blue wig on, and then she's like, oh, you're fine as hell, Davis. Are you married? Because that's just not a problem. I mean, she was gonna give it up right there. If David, I was gonna say something pretty nasty and inappropriate, but I really want to, but I'm not gonna do that. But I would just say it looks like Epiphany was willing just to go at it right there in front of Saxe. I'm pretty sure if Davis would have obliged her, she would have anyway. But she just put it out there like, hey, I want to get it in. But they're trying to get her to testify, and she's not trying to do that. But like I was saying at the very beginning, I does not trust Saxe, so they had them follow, and we saw that the dude outside was taking pictures, and that's going to come back and bite them. But Epiphany is kind of funny though at the same time, because she was like, look, all this ass clapping ain't free. So what I got to do and all this, and I was kind of laughing at that, like the ass clapping is not free or whatever. But I mean, hey, she's doing what she got to do to come up. That's just what people do. I just think that's just so horrible that she's in somebody else's house, like that, and knowing that he's involved with some other woman, married, But then right after that we have not Gary, but Effie, Braden, and Tariq. They're coming back into the fold. Tariq was in his dorm, on his room, wherever him and Braden stay. Braden coming there still butthurt, trying to talk, and he's like, I'm only here to get some clothes because you're an asshole. But Tariq is like, hey, look, I got all this drugs. And as soon as Braden saw all that coke on the desk, he was like, his whole mind changed. And it just goes back to what I was saying last episode. Like, it just doesn't make sense why Braden is so obsessed with selling drugs. Like, you don't need to do this. Tariq has to do it. He's looking out for his mother. And now he got two-bit, another ex-drug person. That just sounds funny. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. That's hemming him up for $24.50K at a time. Brady don't have to do that. But all was forgiven as soon as he saw the coke and he wants to, hey, let's sell the coke or whatever. It's just really interesting, man. You got money, you got privilege, you got all this, but you just want to sell coke so bad. Now, this right here is more of Zeke and Carrie talking. She had like a nice little white dress on, and I like that. And he had his little jumper on, and she's trying to console him and be like, hey, if you don't talking about this and that, you could lose everything. And she's like, look, you had an alibi. You was playing in the game. You was playing in the basketball game. And, of course, he's not going to rat out his family. And plus, he doesn't know all the details. We find that later on that Monet really doesn't like him, asking about the business. And I like that. I think that they should keep him separate. And, this episode, I really am liking Zeke more. I am, because just he's scared and does not know what to do. And I can't say that I can relate to that, but I can understand where he's coming from. And the performance is really coming out, out of his character. I'm really liking it because he's just unsure, and you can see it. He was all confident before with basketball and with women and stuff like that, but this is something that he's unsure about, and that's just more character growth and development. as me as a fan, that's just something that I do appreciate. And so I'm glad that he's kind of not telling Carrie everything, because, that pillow talk is crazy, man. When you're in bed with somebody and y'all really feeling each other, the secrets come out, and, but he's holding his own, and I hope that he continues to do that, But now, since Epiphany is going to be testifying, Paula is involved, and she gets on the phone with Tariq in some way, or maybe they met in person, I don't remember. And Tasha was just saying, okay, hey, basically, look, tell Tariq that if Epiphany is involved, to treat Epiphany like Slim. Now, I think Slim was not Kane, 50 Cent, but I think Slim was that ex-crooked cop that was a woman in the first show. I think that's Slim. If I am incorrect, please let me know down below. But Tariq, he's taking in the code. It's like, okay, hey, if Epiphany is going to be doing this, then, I got to treat it like, I treated Slim. And so I'm kind of interested in how it's going to play out, because I really don't remember what happened with Slim. I mean, I remember that Slim died in the last show, but I don't remember the details on how they got there with that. And so, I mean, do you think that Tasha's being genuine right now, or she's just trying to? I don't know. I think she is. I mean, I don't think she's trying to throw some con game with her son. That wouldn't make sense. Now, this next scene right here is actually one of my favorite in the whole show, or the whole episode, and that's Zeke versus Monet. He's trying to stand, firm and put his foot down, expressing how he feels and what he wants to do and what he thinks is best. But Monet is doing the same thing. So they're going back and forth, and while he's trying to put his foot down, he's trying to show some type of authority, but at the same time not burn a bridge and be disrespectful to his aunt or whatever. Because at the same time, I mean, he knows what they do, but he does not know what they do. And I think this is where she's like, hey, I don't like you asking questions about, the business. And one of the things he was saying was like, hey, I think I just need to separate myself from you guys. And I think that's the smartest thing, because he's like, look, man, if they find out that I got jumped and I didn't say anything, and it also has to do with the body at the school, and the body at the school has to do with y'all, I could lose everything. So I think that I have to, say something. And she's like, no, you ain't going to say nothing about this family, boy. And then, she calms down and apologizes. And I think that's the first time I've heard her apologize in this whole show. I could be wrong. Let me know down below in the comment section. But, hey, do you want to spend a night, and, he taking up for his woman. Professor Milgram ain't said nothing to nobody, Of course, he doesn't want her to get hurt. But I don't know. Do y'all think he knows everything about what they're doing as far as, like, the drug life? Or you think he's just completely naive? Let me know what you think down below. Now, again, this is where Carrie and Jabari are talking to the cops. He shows the pictures of the tattoo, I think, and it says GTG, a little guap on them. And then that's where Professor Milgram says it out loud. And they're like, okay, do you have some type of affiliation? Do you know these people? Are you familiar with them? What is the connection here and there? And I forgot how exactly that played out. But, I mean, they're just trying to do their part. They're just trying to protect the students. But I really hope that Jabari and Milgram don't get too involved, because I don't want them to die. And I think that they have a chance to, especially Milgram now, because Monet knows who Milgram is. Next scene is she pops up at the office and she's like, oh my God. Oh, I forgot what she said. Zeke's auntie, let's just say she said that. So yeah, my office hours are, she was like, right now. Monet was like, right now. And I'm just like laughing, because she just sitting back, like, that's just pretty bold just to be sitting in somebody's chair like this, with the lights, with the lights out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the lights are out, you come in and just like, your chair. That's just kind of funny to me. But it's just like, oh, this is just inappropriate, like you fucking my nephew. And she was like, Carrie couldn't say anything, she was just caught red-handed. And now she's thinking that, that Zeke told her, I'm just going to say this out there, guys. Hey, fellas, if you are out there, and of course, it's always the woman's choice, 100% all the time, and no matter what. But if a woman is letting you hit it, if you're getting it in, and you're having a good time, you will be able to do that longer and longer and longer the more you keep your mouth shut, okay? The more, if you open your mouth, you're going to lose out. If you keep your mouth shut, you can probably be in there for a long, long time. And so it doesn't look like they're going to be sleeping together no more. Definitely not, unfortunately. Well, I'm pretty sure Zeke is upset about that, but, Monet is not playing. She's like, look, leave my family alone. Don't say shit to nobody. Do you understand? You know, I'm really glad that Monet didn't like threaten her, just like I'm going to kill you or chop your feet off. I think if my memory serves me correctly, she was just like, do we understand that you need to leave my family alone and keep our name out your mouth? And so that's all she had to say. And I think that Carrie is going to get the message. I really do. I really do. But now we have Braden and Tariq walking up to meet Effie, okay? And he finally admits to her, like, okay, Riley did not try to sleep with me, but she did spark my drink, which, had me go over here and I would confess to the murder, and they got this recorded. And look, this cop is trying to put my mom in jail. And guess what? She is the uncle of Riley, okay? They're connected, and I think that she sent Riley to spy on me. Now, Braden really don't want to believe that. Now, this is stupid as hell right here. When Effie comes up with the money, it's just a big bag of money. What's this called? Braden is just picking up the money, sniffing it, putting it up in the air. I'm like, y'all, why didn't y'all get into somebody's car in exchange or something? Or y'all just in the middle of the street on a sidewalk. Anybody, even somebody that's just not in the drug gang, can come up and just hit y'all in the back of the head and take all y'all stacks. And then y'all back here score one or in the negative. This is just not smart. So that was stupid right there. But, Braden goes away, and then we have this exchange between Tariq and Effie. And I don't know who to trust. I mean, of course, we're rooting for Tariq. This is a show. But I just really don't think that they should trust her. I think she's playing Tariq, but I think Tariq knows. So we're just gonna have to see how that plays out. Now, right after that is where Tariq goes over to Epiphany's house, and I'm like, the way they kind of shot the scene was like a little weird for me. I'm like, are you really gonna shoot her for what? She's being honest with you. She was duped. Okay, she's not trying to throw anybody under the bus. She's telling you exactly everything that she's planning to say and what her intentions are. So them, with all these sound effects and interest and facial expression Tariq making like he's gonna really shoot her, I mean, I just don't see that happening for one. But she was like, I don't know what to do. Tell me what to do, Tariq. If I had the money, I would just run. And that's exactly what she's gonna do, is run. And that's what she did, right? So the next scene where they're in court, she doesn't show up. Sax is looking like a moron. Aunt is getting on his case. They go into the bathroom. What's his name? Sax reveals that he has the pictures that were really used against him, but he's using it as leverage. And then McLean tries to go back out there and talk to Paula. Paula not trying to hear that. She feels betrayed because, and and so she leaves him or whatever. And, that's just kind of funny. And, Davis is sitting there, with his foot in his mouth, not knowing what to do. She set him straight like, look, we weren't together. But Paula, it's kind of funny that you're trying to stand on your 2 feet now. You sleeping with a married man. Like, you don't have no respect either. Like, nobody in this show is respectable. Nobody. Like, if you think about it, Sax isn't. I don't like I just don't like him. Davis is shady, it seems like. Tasha deserves to be in jail. She tried to set up the old dude last time. Lauren is cool. Diana and them is cool. Drew, I guess, is cool. I don't like Monet. I don't like Kane. Well, I mean, Monet is cool. She just always screaming and angry all the damn time. But there's just really not that many, like, nice, redeeming. Well, Tamika's cool, too. So I guess, you got a little bit of this, a little bit of that or whatever, But Paula's not trying to hear it, man. She's hurt. Then they try to call Tariq in as a witness, Sax does, to, turn some things around. But he's not there, so he gets a subpoena. And Paula gives it to him. But Paula just lets him know, like, look, don't trust Davis. Of course, you can't trust Sax. He's like, why are you telling him this? She's like, I don't work for him anymore, and I want you to take down the scumbag. And so I kind of like how that played out right there as well. Now, right before Tariq goes to visit Monet, he's on the phone with Tasha saying, she's like, did you do your homework? He's like, don't worry about it. I don't know what that meant, if y'all can fill me in. But when he goes over to Monet, he just tells her, like, hey, I don't have your money. I had to pay somebody, right? Monet, I understand you're trying to come across threatening, but listen to Drew, listen to D. It's not the smartest thing to just blow Tariq's head off right now, okay? The man is going to pay you. He's not just trying to pull one over. Just give him a break or whatever, okay? But she's really upset about this, and she's not thinking clearly, in my opinion. But Tariq is taking responsibility. He starts reminiscing and remembering, everybody that he's hurt in the past and everybody that's dead or ran away. With Lala and Tommy and just his sister, pretty much everybody, right? But right before that, well, let me think. Yeah. Do y'all think Tariq is really learning his lesson? Do y'all think that Monet is overreacting? But right before that, Lil Guap comes in with the product and realizes that that product that they got was from Rico, and Rico said that he's trying to find a new distro. But then that's where Kane realizes, like, oh man, they're trying to get rid of Monet, so he tries to call. He should have just kept calling while he was on his way there, but he didn't do that. And this is when the shot gets shot up or whatever. They barely save it. I don't remember at the end where Monet was like, hey, Tariq, I owe you a dying life, but we're not done. I don't understand how Tariq saved the day, but they got down and the whole place was getting shot up. Drew, first of all, if you live in this type of lifestyle, in my opinion, you should have a piece on you all the time, because after they got done shooting the windows, what if they wanted to get out the car and then walk in? Even though you're on the ground, you can still be able to defend yourself somehow, shooting on the ground. People do train for that. But you're trying to get up and run away and getting shot in the back. You're an idiot, bro. If you want to run away, at least crawl, man. Like, I don't understand how you thought that was a good idea. That was just dumbass bad writing. And I don't feel sorry for you, because that was stupid. I don't want you to die, but that was just dumb as hell, man. And I can't get behind it. So that was stupid. But Kane comes in there at the very end. Monet is like, why won't you here? Put a gun to his head and like carry him to the car. So they go to the hospital, right? Monet is out there tripping out. Of course, her son is finna go into surgery, which D just gave her the news and saying, hey, he's going to be all right. Kane's still making excuses. Man, this is Rico's fault. Oh, this is so-and-so's fault. D slaps him in the face. I'm like, hell yeah, you needed to slap, because Kane, you've been tripping all gosh damn season, with these emotions. And she likes me more. Like, dude, she's trying to expand her brand. You're not smart. You're not going to be able to sell on college, okay? Tariq could potentially have 2 universities on lock while you do the streets, but no, you want to be a dumbass and make excuses. And Monet told your stupid ass, hey man, get out of here before I put you down myself. You're just making shit worse, man. Not better, but worse and worse and worse. But then your dumbass want to go kill the cop. He told you, you just killed the cop, bro. A crooked cop that's connected on all ends. Like, you're burning bridges, man. You're burning bridges. I mean, it's kind of smooth what he did. He punched him in the face when he wasn't expecting it or whatever. You always got to keep your guard up. But I didn't see that coming at all. I really didn't. I'm like, oh, man, he got him right there. Is this dude really finna kill him? What was the point? There was no point. The only reason you killed him is because he hurt your feelings. That's it. You're bringing more heat upon yourself. It's just, you're an idiot, Kane. You're an idiot. You are an idiot. Your mama just told you to run away or she's going to put you down herself, but then you're going to go and kill one of her connects that's going to help you before? You're all over the place, bro. You're all over the place, and it's just not smart. It's just not smart at all. And then the last scene right here, I really do like, man. Tariq asked to meet Tamika, and Tamika comes. She's like, "Hey, pay me $1." So legally, you paid me, and I'm now your lawyer. And he finally admits to murdering his son. And it doesn't matter anyway, because Paula had the recording when she gave him the subpoena. So the cat is out the bag. So he has no choice now. But I still don't think this is a problem for Tariq, because everybody knows that Ghost was a monster, right? And so that's just the message that they have to play. Like, look, I was his son. I was scared. I thought he was going to kill me. I thought he was going to kill my mom. I thought he was going to kill us both. And so I just had to defend myself. That's just an easy defense. So, I'm interested in how things are going to play out, but I don't see Tariq going to jail for killing his father. He was a minor at the time, known drug lord, kingpin, all that. I see him getting off. And so we're just going to have to see, guys. It was another great episode. I liked it a lot. We only have 1 episode left, and I really want to know what you guys thought. So let me know down in the comment section below. Let's get this conversation going and keep it flowing. Guys, that is just my opinion. If you like this video, please go ahead and give me the thumbs up. Also, subscribe to the channel. Help me reach 30,000 subscribers. That is the next milestone that I'm trying to reach. And guys, again, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that my name is Brandon Keith Avery, and it's just my opinion. Peace.